last year the Longhorns finished the season at 6-5. You're off to a great start this year at 3-0 after playing the three 5A schools. What were your expectations coming into this year, and how is the team progressing so far?
Well, to be honest with you, we weren't real sure exactly what we would incur with those three opponents there. We knew they were all three great programs, and they had been playoff teams and beyond even. So we just didn't know what you're going to get from year to year. We expected tough, close games, and that's what we've got. We didn't blow out anybody, and obviously it was three close games, and obviously we didn't get blown out. But, we expected what we got basically, and we were just fortunate to win all three of them. You know, if somebody had told me we could be 3-0 after those three games, I would have been very skeptical. But our guys have played really hard and we prepared very well each week, and so the ball has kind of bounced our direction in some critical situations to help us out as well.
Is there any aspect of the team offensively or defensively that's been a surprise, or any particular players that have stepped up maybe a little more than you expected?
Well, we've had pretty good defense here both years in previous seasons, so that's not really been a big surprise. We've defended the run extremely well against two teams. Etowah rolled up some yards on us, but they were only able to put up 10 points, I believe. That's my recollection, but that's not been a real big surprise. We've always played good defense under Coach Orbaugh, our defensive coordinator. Offensively, our passing game has gone pretty well. I want to say I was surprised by that, but we've got 3, 4, 5 really good receivers that are getting it done. Our quarterback's a 3-year starter, so he's just a really good manager of the game. He's a student of the game. He does a great job getting us in the correct play. Our offensive line play has been adequate. I'd like to see that improve a little bit, but our special teams have probably been the biggest surprise in terms of how well we've played. There was one game that we met every special teams goal that we have: score, set up a score, big hit, different categories that we have there for our goals, and that was a big surprise. But I would say one of the most pleasant surprises is Jamar Moore. He's a little 10th grader that's playing corner for us. He's also a reserve running back, and he returns kicks, and he's been a big surprise for us. We knew he was very talented. We just weren't quite sure if he was, a Thursday night player or a Friday night player. But he's proven to us that he's a Friday night player for certain as a sophomore.
So he stepped up his game.
Absolutely.
As we mentioned before, you started the season playing 3 teams from 5A. Friday, you step back into 4A in a region game, but it doesn't get any easier. You're playing East Paulding team that has looked very strong recently. What jumps out at you when you look at them on field?
They're a big physical team. They're very well coached. They're athletic on defense and offense. I don't look at them and think, oh, this is any different than the first 3 teams we played. They're 3-0. Every team we played so far has been undefeated. It's interesting that it looks like the next 2 weeks that will probably be the case as well. We're just on a roll right here where we're playing a lot of undefeated teams, and like I said, I don't anticipate that to change. But East Paulding, defensively, they run a 5-man front, which is always a difficult thing to do. To block a lot of different looks they can give you from that particular front. They're very athletic, like I said. The linebacking core is pretty solid. The DBs cover well. They tackle pretty well. Their offensive scheme there's not a lot of mystery to it. They like to line up in the I formation and run right at you with 3 or 4 different schemes and plays they like to run. Their offensive line is big and physical, and they got some guys that can catch the ball. Their quarterback looks like he's about 6'9", so he can probably see the entire field from anywhere on it. So that's always a threat and a fear that those guys can see over your defense, and they can just kind of pick you apart from that perspective. But they kick the ball pretty well. They're solid in their special team, so it's just one of those games again that looks like it could be a real close, hard-fought battle all the way to the end, like the first 3.
East Paulding has scored a lot of points in the first 3 games, averaging about 41 points per game. Is stopping or slowing down their offense the key to the game for you, or are there any other areas of concern?
Well, they definitely have a good offense. That's always a concern, and the strength of our team right now is probably our defense, so it should be an interesting matchup to see which is a little bit more powerful at this stage of the season. Most of the time the offense comes around late, but in their case, obviously they're kind of clicking right now on all cylinders, so hopefully our defense will be able to step up and continue to play the way it's been playing.
5-4A North Subregion has 5 teams undefeated at this point in the season. Although it's early, it looks like a very tough subregion as everyone is improving. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I wasn't even aware of that we haven't been undefeated in our subregion. I'm worried about East Paulding, and I'll worry about the rest of them when that game rolls around. But if we get in the habit of looking ahead of the opponent we've got on Friday, then there'll be one less undefeated team, and that would be us. So we're not in a position to be looking beyond East Paulding, and we don't plan on doing that. You know, hopefully by the end of Friday night, we'll remain undefeated, and there'll be one less team that's undefeated, and it'll be somebody besides us.
Kell's a great school, Coach Cook. We really appreciate your time and the effort you put into your program. We wish the best of luck Friday night and hope to see a lot of people out there supporting both teams. I know we'll be out there. Thanks.
Thank you.